Hello, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your Maker2199 bringing you guys another commentary. Now, on this one, I'm going to change it up a little because this was actually a pretty good game, and I'm going to give you guys some tips here, and I'm going to try to break down this map. I know this is a DLC map, and by far is one of my favorite maps. I really like the layout, I like the graphics on it, I like that it's, ancient Egyptian times, whatever you would call them. I like the fact that it's super, Egypty, I guess. Way back in the days when, there was mummies, pharaohs, and all of that sort of cool stuff. It kind of reminds me of the movie The Mummy every time I play it. If only there were those little cockroaches that ate you. But in my opinion, it's a fun map. I like all of those stuff. I like the, the mummy movies. Anything that has to do with mummies and ancient Egypt, it's pretty cool. And I really dig this map for that reason. Not just that, it's a pretty balanced map. There's a lot of little areas where people camp. So you'll either see some people camping up here or a lot of traffic up here. Not too many people jump down that little hole right there. But you'll see a lot of people hiding within this area, just like I saw that dude. Unfortunately, they took him away from me. So right here, this is another spawning location, so I'm just waiting for him. I knew he was going to spawn somewhere around there, so I just waited for him. So back here is the spawning ground or whatever. Here, I don't find that there's too much traffic in this area. Sometimes it really depends on who you're playing, and if you're spawn trapped, it's easy to spawn trap them. This is the other main spawn. And the middle part, I wouldn't recommend staying here because you're either going to get shot from either of the 4 doors or the sides. Each side obviously comes into this room. So there's many and plenty of ways to hide, come out, surprise somebody. You just gotta be super aware when you're playing this map. And one of my best techniques and strategies when I play a map like this is to try my best to stay at the outside and try my best to look at that mini map. So I want to see where my players are at, because if they're not getting shot and they're probably coming, let's say that one of us goes in, like this guy, let's say he would have taken that hole right there and I would have taken the other one, and I was trying to steal his tag, that's why I got killed. We would have had each other's back, we would have taken those 2 guys out and continued to dominate, pushing forward. So that's why I like to look at my mini-map. Right here, if I don't look at my mini-map, I have no clue that they're shooting behind me. So always keep an eye out for that mini-map. Usually when you see that little static, it's one of these people that drop that little thing, so they're on the perimeter pretty darn close to where you're getting that static. So just keep that in mind. So I try my best, like I was saying, to stay on the outside of the map as much as I can. Like here, I'm just gonna stay towards the outside of that middle area, not necessarily rush middle. There's way too many places where I can get killed if I rush middle. So I'm gonna try my best to stay around the outskirts of the map. And excuse the terrible aiming on that one, but it's because my sensitivity is super low because I couldn't control it before, so I really lowered that sucker, and so far I can kill some people, but in a few instances it's too low. But if I higher it up a little, it'll be way too crazy again for me. So this is the best I can do for now until I get more practice. So like I said, just try to stay around the outside of the map and look at that mini map. That way you know where you're being covered. Right there, that's a really high traffic area. A lot of enemies or teammates will usually camp those little stairs. So knowing that, I didn't push it forward. I put my little kill streak, whatever, didn't push it forward, and then try to take the guy out. Unfortunately, I was out of position and his timing was a little awkward, so he took me out. But anyways, right there on that middle part, a lot of people like to camp there, here, these stairs. And I wouldn't recommend you standing there because you can get shot from either or direction. So it's up to you guys, but I just don't recommend it. I do it every once in a while when I'm pretty confident there's nobody there, and I already saw my mini map that I got some teammates on the other side, so I'm pretty close to 100% that the coast is clear and I don't have to look that other way. So The other thing that I'm going to give you guys as a tip for this map, because I did dominate quite well, is not only stay on the outside of the map, but obviously pick a pretty good weapon that you can use, and pick those battles carefully, like really carefully, because there's nothing worse than coming into a map that you know what you're doing, you kind of had the layout out, you know where to go, and just get outgunned, outmanned, out everything. So do keep that in mind. Always come ready. Don't just show up to the fight. Come with every arsenal that you need to be successful and to win. So that's pretty much what I did on this map. I brought one of my best weapons right now, or my best guns, and I also brought the knowledge of, you know, running on the outsides of the map, looking at the mini map, really taking care of me as I'm, you know, maneuvering through the freaking map. And yeah, my aim wasn't probably the best. It could have probably been a lot better, but this is barely my second game back to Call of Duty, and I don't know, you know, quite a bit of time. So I don't think I did too shabby, you know, given the circumstances and the parameters that I had when I recorded this game. So here I'm just trying like everything to trick some of these guys out, right? And keep them guessing. But this was a pretty easy team. Like you guys saw, some of them kept on camping pretty close to spawn, and some of them, although I had bad aim, had even a worse aim than I did, and then I was just able to pretty much take them out. But they were pretty outplayed, although some of you guys might not think they were pretty outplayed. I knew exactly where I wanted to go most of the time. I knew exactly where I wanted to be, and my plan went to perfection pretty much, playing against these dudes. So I just wanted you guys to keep that in mind and not think that I didn't, or that it was just, you know, pretty much luck. So a lot of them are camping, like you guys can see. Some of them are just unaware of their mini map or what's going around their surroundings, and then I was just taking full advantage of all of that. Like I said, it takes a few time of practice, of maybe a few months or whatever, a few weeks of practice, for you guys to be able to understand some of the maps, some of the things that are there. That's why I do the tips and tricks series and stuff like that, is to help you guys out. But then after a while, it's not just about listening to one or two tips, it's about putting all of it together, right? So that's basically the main purpose of this match. Although my aim isn't all there, although my map awareness might not be at its best, I'm still using everything in my arsenal to give me the advantage to be able to win, dominate these games, you know, get a good score, and hopefully that victory at the end. And as you guys can see, it doesn't matter how well I'm doing, because my team is losing. All that means is that we're not getting tags. And it's a little unfortunate when you do, or when I do as well as I did, and you see this, you know, other opposing team that isn't doing as great as I was slaying them, actually ahead of us as they are right now. You know, that is a pretty upsetting feeling for me, because I'm like, I'm putting in all this work to try to win, and I know what you guys are gonna say. You should have, you know, probably tried to get a lot more tags, but it's hard. You know, there has to be a balance. You can't slay all of them and get all them tags at the same time. You know, that's why there's teammates. That's why you need to have people that know what they're doing. Like when I'm not killing people, I'm fucking running around grabbing some tags, because at the end of the day, like I've always said, I want to win the match. Whether it was me or a teammate that went off, you know, I want to win the match regardless. And it really does suck when your teammates aren't really getting tags, and they're not really getting kills. They're just there, I guess, for giggles, shits and giggles, whatever. So that is a little frustrating. But yeah, this weapon, and right there, that is the spot I actually meant. A lot of people like to camp that little spot right there. Why, I don't know. And yes, a lot of them lay prone for whatever reason, and it's like they only have a split second to shoot people as they walk through them stairs. So I don't know why that is such a high traffic area or such a big camping spot for a lot of people. But so far I've been pretty lucky. I've been able to take most of them out, but I'm pretty aware of that area, just in case you guys aren't. Now hopefully you will be. So like I said, at the end of the day, it's about putting everything together, make everything work for you. and you'll have better games, better everything. And right here you guys can see the score. It wasn't too shabby. Yes, they were missing some teammates, and yes, we were missing some teammates, so it's kind of balanced. And I don't know, I just did pretty darn well, and I wanted to share this gameplay with you guys with those, you know, little few tips of putting everything together, and then just a little bit of the map awareness and map, you know, layout in general. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, bye.